Today we discuss about moment of inertia of a system of particles. In this case, we cannot discuss about moment of inertia of extended bodies. And to understand this moment of inertia of a system of particles, first of all we know about inertia. That inertia is coming in Newton's laws of motion. Inertia means the inability of the body to change its state of rest or motion by itself is known as inertia. That is mainly in translatory motion. In the same way, in rotational motion also, there is one inertia. That inertia is known as rotational inertia, and that rotational inertia can be defined as the property of a rigid body by virtue of which it opposes any change in a state of rest or of uniform motion about the axis of rotation is rotational inertia. And to explain this rotational inertia, we can take one more physical quantity that is known as moment of inertia. That moment of inertia theoretically can be defined as a measure of the rotational inertia called a moment of inertia. And the numerical definition for moment of inertia can be given as the moment of inertia of a system of particles about an axis is defined as the sum of the products of the masses of different particles and the square of their respective perpendicular distances from the axis of rotation. And from that numerical definition, the moment of inertia formula can be written as I is equal to sigma I is equal to 1 to n mi ri square. That is known as the general formula for if a system contains n particles of different masses and different perpendicular distances from the axis of rotation. For a particle of mass m rotating in a circle of radius r, its moment of inertia about the axis of rotation is given as I is equal to mr square, and the factors affecting the moment of inertia can be given as moment of inertia of system of particles depends on first one distances of particles from the axis of rotation, second the distribution of mass about the axis of rotation, and third one masses of the particles, and fourth one temperature. And the effect of temperature on moment of inertia is given as if temperature increases, generally moment of inertia of system of particles increases. And the SI unit of moment of inertia is given as kg meter square because its formula is taken as mr square, and its dimensional formula for moment of inertia is ml square, and moment of inertia is taken as a tensor quantity because its value is different in different directions. Then that type of physical quantity is known as a tensor quantity. Therefore, moment of inertia is taken as a tensor quantity, and the moment of inertia is independent of angular velocity, frequency, and time period of rotation of the body. And to explain this moment of inertia perfectly, we are taking one more physical quantity that is known as radius of gyration. The radius of gyration of a system of particles about an axis of rotation is the distance between the body and the axis of rotation for a single body, and another for system of particles. The definition for radius of gyration can be given as radius of gyration of a system of particles about an axis of rotation is the distance between the axis of rotation and a point at which the whole mass of the body can be supposed to be concentrated so that its moment of inertia would be the same with the actual distribution of mass, and its SI unit is taken as meter because it is distance, and its dimensional formula is taken as K is equal to L, and the formula for radius of gyration can be given as K is equal to root I by M, that is equal to root of sigma I is equal to 1 to N MI square by capital M, and this radius of gyration depends on three factors. First one, the position of axis of rotation, and second, the distribution of mass about the axis of rotation, and next one, temperature. And in this case, if temperature increases, generally the radius of gyration is also increased. And next one, radius of gyration is independent of angular velocity, frequency, and time period of motion. So that is about the moment of inertia of a system of particles. So to understand that concept, we are taking some examples. First one, we are taking one example: three particles of masses 1 gram, 2 gram and 3 gram are at distances of 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter and 3 centimeter from the axis of rotation. Find first one, the moment of inertia of the system about the origin, and second one, the radius of gyration of the system. So to solve this problem, we are using the moment of inertia formula. I is equal to sigma I is equal to 1 to N MI square, and to apply that formula, first we are taking the given data. That given data is M1 is equal to 1 gram, M2 is equal to 2 gram and M3 is equal to 3 gram, and the perpendicular distances of the masses from the axis of rotation are given as R1 is equal to 1 centimeter, R2 is equal to 2 centimeter, R3 is equal to 3 centimeter. Then since the system contains three particles, therefore the moment of inertia of that three particles can be given as I is equal to M1 R1 square plus M2 R2 square plus M3 R3 square. Then by substituting the given values, you can get I is equal to 1 into 1 square plus 2 into 2 square plus 3 into 3 square. By simplifying, you can get I is equal to 36 gram centimeter square. And next one, to find out the radius of gyration, the general formula is K is equal to root of I by capital M. So in this context, the radius of gyration K is equal to root of I by M1 plus M2 plus M3, that is equal to root of 36 by 1 plus 2 plus 3, that is equal to 2.449 centimeters. So that is about one example. And second example, particles of masses 1 gram, 2 gram, 3 gram and so on 100 gram are kept at the marks 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 3 centimeter and so on 100 centimeters respectively on a meter scale. Full stop. Find the moment of inertia of the system of particles about a perpendicular bisector of the meter scale. So to understand this, first one, we concentrate on the given diagram. So first one, we are taking a meter scale, and on that meter scale at 1 centimeter 1 gram mass is taken, at 2 centimeter 2 gram mass is taken. In the similar way, at 99 centimeter 99 grams, at 100 centimeter 100 gram mass is placed, and the axis of rotation is at a 50 centimeter mark. Then by using that axis of rotation, the moment of inertia of the system of particles can be written as I is equal to 49 into 1 square plus 51 into 1 square plus 48 into 2 square plus 52 into 2 square plus 47 into 3 square plus 53 into 2 square and so on plus 1 into 49 square plus 99 into 49 square plus 100 into 50 square. Then by simplifying that above equation, we can get I is equal to 100 into 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square and so on plus 50 square, and the sum of the squares of the natural numbers is given as n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. So based on that formula, the above equation can be simplified as I is equal to 100 into 50 into 50 plus 1 plus 2 into 50 plus 1 by 6. By simplifying this, finally we can get a 0.43 kg meter square, and to find out that 0.43 kg meter square, we can use the relation between SI unit and CGS unit of moment of inertia. So that relation between the SI unit and CGS unit of moment of inertia is given as 1 kg meter square is equal to 10 power 7 gram centimeter square. So in that manner, we can complete that second problem. Next, coming to example 3, 4 particles each of mass 100 gram are placed at the corners of square of side 10 centimeter. Find the moment of inertia of the system about an axis passing through the center of a square and perpendicular to its plane. Find also the radius of gyration of the system, and here all the masses have a same. Therefore m1 is equal to m2 is equal to m3 is equal to m4, that is equal to m, that is equal to 100 gram, that is equal to 0.1 kg, and the perpendicular distances of each mass from the axis of rotation can be taken as r is equal to r1 is equal to r2 equal to r3 equal to r4, that is equal to a by root 2, because the diagonal is taken as root 2a. So the distance of each particle from the axis is taken as root 2a by 2, that is taken as a by root 2, and given that a is equal to 10 centimeter, therefore r is equal to 10 by root 2, that implies 5 root 2 centimeters, that is equal to 5 root 2 into 10 power minus 2 meters. Here a is side length of the square, and the moment of inertia is measured as I is equal to m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus m3 r3 square plus m4 r4 square. Since all the masses are same and perpendicular distances are same, we can take I is equal to 4mr square. That implies I is equal to 4 into 0.1 into 5 root 2 into 10 power minus 2 whole square. By simplifying this, you can get 2 into 10 power minus 3 kg meter square, and to find out the radius of gyration, we can use k is equal to root of 5 by 4m, that is root of 2 into 10 power minus 3 by 4 into 0.1. By simplifying this, you can get k is equal to 0.07 meters. So that is about example 3. Next, coming to example 4. 3 particles each of mass m are placed at the corners of equilateral triangle of side L. Which of the following is correct? The diagram is given below. Here 3 particles are placed at the positions A, B and C, and side length is taken as L. Axis of rotations are given as 1 or 2, and the options are given as first option A, that is moment of inertia about axis 1 is 5 by 4 ml square, and moment option B, moment of inertia about axis 2 is 3 by 4 ml square, and option C, moment of inertia about an axis passing through corner and perpendicular to the plane is 2 ml square, and option D, all of these. And to find out moment of inertia about any axis for this three particle system, the general formula is taken as I is equal to IA plus IB plus IC, and for option A, that means we are following the checking process. For option A, that particle A is on the axis of rotation, therefore the perpendicular distance of the particle A from the axis of rotation is 0, and therefore I is equal to m into 0 square plus for particle B, IB is taken as ml square plus for particle C, the perpendicular distance of the particle from the axis 1 is L by 2. Therefore, IC is taken as ml square by 4. Therefore, finally, I is equal to m into 0 square plus ml square by 4. That is equal to 5 by 4 ml square. And next we can check the option B. And in this option B, particle A and particle B on the axis of rotation. Therefore, the perpendicular distances of the particles A and B are taken as 0 and 0. And for the particle C, the perpendicular distance is taken as the height of the triangle, that is equal to root 3 by 2 L. Therefore, the moment of inertia I is equal to m into 0 square plus m into 0 square plus m into root 3 by 2 L whole square, that is equal to 3 by 4 ml square. And for option C, checking, and in this case, if the axis of rotation is perpendicular to the plane of the particles, then only the particle A is passing through the axis of rotation. Therefore, for that particle, the perpendicular distance is 0. For the remaining particles, the perpendicular distances are L. Therefore, I is equal to m into 0 square plus ml square plus ml square, that is equal to 2 ml square. So option D is correct. Next, last example, that is example 5, and that example 5 is given as a light rod of length L has two masses m1 and m2 attached to its two ends. The moment of inertia of the system about an axis perpendicular to the rod and passing through the center of mass is. Options are given as first option m1 m2 by m1 plus m2 L square, and option B m1 plus m2 by m1 m2 L square, and option C m1 plus m2 into L square, option D root m1 m2 L square. And to solve this problem, first one we are taking the center of mass concept, and from the center of mass concept, the distance of first particle from the axis of rotation is taken as r1, and the distance of second particle from the axis of rotation is taken as r2. So that r1 is equal to m2L by m1 plus m2, and r2 is equal to m1L by m1 plus m2. Since we have only two particles, so the moment of inertia of the system is taken as I is equal to I1 plus I2, that is equal to m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square. By substituting the r1 and r2 values, we can get I is equal to m1 into m2L by m1 plus m2 whole square plus m2 into m1L by m1 plus m2 whole square. By simplifying this, I is equal to m1 m2 square L square by m1 plus m2 whole square plus m2 m1 square L square by m1 plus m2 whole square. By simplifying this, you can get I is equal to m1 m2 by m1 plus m2 L square. So the option A is taken as correct. So this is about a small topic based on the moment of inertia of system of particles. And next one, if this video is informative, please like and share this video. To get more informative videos like this, please subscribe my channel and click the bell icon. Thank you.